As always, Ted, kick us off. Who do you have as your winner of the week?
Gotta go Monday Night Football. We got ourselves a really good football game. Outside of the overtime, didn't you feel kind of robbed by that?
I Why didn't they go for two?
I don't know.
I couldn't have been the only one on my couch going, you got to go for two. I
I
feel
don't
what percentage of people watching that game were going, go for two? You don't give it to Mahomes. No, no.
I'm with you. And you that's a good defense, and you just got them on a 10-play drive and punched it in the end zone on them, which in my opinion, they shouldn't have called timeout whenever they got down to the one. They should just got on the ball, ran a quarterback sneak, and then gone for two. Because that and not give that defense any time to regroup. I mean, maybe they would have called a timeout or something. Probably would have, but I think the Chiefs had timeout. But no, I'm with you. Probably should have. But how about that drive by Baker to go down and tie it? That was awesome, wasn't it?
That
Little
was awesome.
throwback with him and Shep.
I think there were so many OU fans tweeting about it. My timeline was just all about the Bucs. It was really fun. But Mahomes, man, he just does it. He does it. It feels like every time. he's he's amazing.
Did you see the tweet? I thought it was funny. It said, uh, Mahomes' amazing game-winning play, and it was them standing there for the coin toss.
Yeah. Did you see Baker's reaction
Yeah.
when they
Oh,
lost the coin toss?
yeah.
He
He
knew.
knew. Yeah.
He knew. They just It's just what that guy does. I will say, watching Creed Humphrey and Vita Vea go at it in that game was like watching two grizzly bears fight.
Mhm.
It was That's the stuff. Each guy winning their battles. Oh, that was just elite on elite. That was fun to watch for me. I don't know if anyone else was paying attention to the center nose guard battle, but I was locked in, baby.
I would have been more locked in, but I couldn't figure out how in the hell or why in the hell the Tennessee just donated DeAndre Hopkins to the Chiefs. What are we doing? Oh, the Chiefs offense is struggling. Let's just throw him a Hall of Famer.
8 for 86 and two touchdowns.
What the hell?
I don't know.
And they got nothing back. What'd they get back? So it wasn't. What am I missing here?
I don't recall hearing any type of significant return.
Yeah, there wasn't. Let's see. Transactions. It's not showing up on
This is
transactions.
great. This is great podcasting.
We'll have to get back to that. I don't know why it's not in transactions, but crazy.
You sound frustrated that Mahomes has a good wide receiver.
Yeah, you think? I mean, at least get something for the guy.
The Titans will receive a 2025 fifth round pick that becomes a fourth rounder if the Chiefs reach the Super Bowl and Hopkins plays 60% of the snaps with Kansas City. Well, that's probably going to happen. So, yeah, they gave him a fourth rounder for DeAndre Hopkins,
See what I'm saying?
who apparently still's got it.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if anyone has watched the quarterback play at Tennessee recently. Probably a decent factor in the lag in production from Hopkins recently.
The Chiefs have been extremely banged up at wide receiver. So, if Hopkins can be that guy for them,
I mean,
watch out. Oh, I'm going out on a limb here. Watch out for the Chiefs.
I don't know how good he's gonna be, but he's gonna be enough. He's not DeAndre Hopkins at his peak. But did you see that play, like the quick little hot route that Mahomes threw and he wasn't ready for? Like once they get synced up and on the same page, they're gonna be doing stupid stuff like that all the time.
I love how frustrated you are about it. Call the Tennessee Titans. Complain, Ted. Tell them you're upset.
Yeah.
Who do you have as your loser
Well,
of the week?
Tennessee doesn't have a quarterback yet that has more touchdowns than interceptions. Okay. Just so everyone knows where Hopkins is coming from. Loser, I had to go with Gundy. You know, I love Gundy. I typically think that he handles everything. Well, I don't know that he always handles everything good. He handles it at least to where I get a laugh out of it, and he usually has a point. But the last press conference uh, was a very down point of the season for Oklahoma State. They've lost six straight, Gabe, and Gundy's calling people that complain about it losers, basically, that can't take care of their families.
Can't pay their bills. What was that, man? How did he get there? How did he start where he started and end up there? That's where,
I don't
as I
know.
watched the clip, it was just this long walk to insulting his fan base. Like I was just, I was laughing the entire time I was watching it.
We lost six straight. Ipso facto, our fans are losers.
And I feel like, don't tell him I said it, but I feel like Oklahoma State's got some pretty good fans.
Yeah.
I mean, those people are, they show up. I feel like they've done a good job of supporting the program and just Mike Gundy. I feel like I almost feel like he's messing with Oklahoma State fans just to see what he can get away with saying. That's how it feels.
Yeah.
Can you imagine any other coach in the country saying something like that about their fans?
No.
It makes it even funnier.
No. Um, and they've got three games left. They're at TCU, they got Tech at home, and then they're at Colorado. I mean, TCU, I mean, for Oklahoma State, who's 0-6 in conference, that's not going to be an easy. That's going to be a very tough game on the road. Chandler Morris is not Chandler Morris. What's their quarterback's name? They're I can't think of the guy's name, but two road games. Tech, who is getting better, and then Colorado, who's right there towards the top of the conference. Man, are they going to go over in Big 12 play?
Very much a possibility.
How in the hell did this team beat Arkansas?
It's a tremendous question.
Hoover.
Josh Hoover,
Yep.
TCU quarterback. I won't
But
lie. Ever since OU left the Big 12, I have not, I just have not been that dialed into the Big 12 conference. It's strange.
it's harder. It's a lot to watch. The SEC is basically every week is basically like three or four great games to stay locked into.
That's why we talk about those in that portion of the podcast. Sort of
Yes.
a lot of SEC games in there. But where does Oklahoma State go from here? Because
There,
it's not, dude, it's not easy to recruit there.
no.
Gundy, from what I can tell, does not put a ton of effort into getting highly recruited guys there. Do they just have to become serious players in NIL? Like what? How does Oklahoma State evolve to the new structure of college football because when OU and Texas left the Big 12, it was okay, who's going to become the big dog in that conference? And a lot of people brought Oklahoma State up because of the success that they've had.
Yeah.
And it has been an absolute disaster in year one in the new Big 12 for them.
They had like 20 of 22 starters coming back or something crazy.
And,
So
and arguably the best running back in college football.
he was the Heisman favorite, or one of them. Yeah, I don't know, man, because I the NIL period came too late because if T. Boone Pickens was still alive, he would have been dropping bombs in NIL. He would have been finally here we go. But I don't know what they do because it's a tough spot now. We know how difficult it is to recruit there. Gundy has been the perfect coach for that place for a long time. If they make that move, they have to get it right. They cannot afford a hiccup in a coaching hire. They just don't have that type of cachet built up to be able to just recycle and get right back into the mix. It's a very unique job that Gundy knows really well. He knows how to recruit, how to focus his recruiting resources to talent that they can actually bring in and develop. I don't know, man. It's a tough spot.
I want to see Oklahoma State succeed. I think it's good for the state
I
of
do too.
Oklahoma.
I do too.
And we don't play each other anymore. So it is what it is. But it's kind of bummed me out watching them. OU has had a lot of problems. Season has not gone particularly well. But somehow Oklahoma State is bumming me out way more than OU has.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. I mean, 6 straight is tough, man. I mean, and they've been giving
Pay
up.
your bills.
They've been giving up some. I mean, Scatterboo had 23 for 153 to Gordon's 11 carries for 25 yards.
Jeez. That's brutal, man. Well, best of luck the rest of the way,
Woo.
Oklahoma State. Mike Gundy's hilarious, dude. Just absolutely hilarious. Let's get to my winner and loser. But first,
We're brought to you by HelloFresh, America's #1 meal kit. With HelloFresh, you get farm fresh, pre-portioned ingredients and seasonal recipes delivered right to your doorstep. The holiday season is just around the corner, and we're all looking for ways to spend and stress less. HelloFresh makes mealtime nearly hassle-free with delicious, home-delivered, chef-crafted recipes that come together quick and are less expensive than takeout. And with HelloFresh handling all the meal planning, shopping, and most of the prep, it's easier than ever to get dinner on the table, quick and painless. My wife and I made HelloFresh's pecan-crusted chicken with honey mustard sauce and the lemony apple salad. It's easy to make, healthy, delicious. It's easy to follow the instructions. It only took about 30 minutes. HelloFresh lets you easily customize your delivery from week to week, tailor everything to your schedule by adjusting your delivery day, or skip a week when you're not able to cook at home. Get 10 free meals at HelloFresh.com/free OK breakdown. It's applied across 7 boxes, and it's new subscribers only and varies by plan. That's 10 free HelloFresh meals just by going to HelloFresh.com/free OK breakdown.
and this episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. This month is all about gratitude, and therapy can help you discover what you're truly grateful for in life. Visit betterhelp.com/OKC to get 10% off your first month. Sometimes it's hard to remind ourselves that we are trying our best to make sense of everything, and in this crazy world, that isn't easy. I started talking to a therapist when I was playing in the NFL, was very stressed out being at the bottom of the roster, and therapy helped me deal with everything that I was feeling at that time. I'm a big believer in therapy and believe it can help so many people if they're just willing to try it. If you're thinking about starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online and designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. All you do is fill out a brief questionnaire and you get matched with a licensed therapist and you go from there. You can even switch therapists at any time for no additional charge. Therapy can help you discover what you're truly thankful for. Let the gratitude flow with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/OKC to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/OKC to get 10% off your first month. For my winner of the week, thought about going with the Oklahoma City Thunder. I can't just make them my winner of the week every time.
Sure you can.
Oh, good point. I can. This is our podcast. We can do what we want. But Ted, squad just keeps winning,
I know.
keeping it rolling. Handle the Magic on Monday night, 7-0. Was good to see Jalen Williams get going the way that he did offensively in that game, but this team's defense continues to it's what makes them stand out. The Magic grinded to score 86.
Mm. What's that? They haven't given up triple digits yet, right?
No, I think they have given up. They've only given up 100 twice in the 7 games, I think.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Eventually, they're going to lose a game. I don't think it's going to be tonight in Denver because Aaron Gordon's hurt. He's out multiple weeks. I think that's another game they're going to win. They're going to be 8-0.
Denver's feels like the window has slammed shut in Denver. It's early. I get it, but I don't know.
They may need to make a move.
Yeah.
They may need to make a splash. Trade deadline's not for a while, but it is not looking promising in Denver right now.
No, it's not.
And there's a lot of guys that would want to come play with Jokic. So
he's got to get it going too, right? He's not playing well, is he?
He's still pretty amazing.
Yeah.
But my winner of the week, the Oregon Ducks. #1 in the first college football playoff rankings, 9-0. They have come into the Big Ten. They gave Michigan a noogie. They punched Ohio State in the face, and they've taken over.
Mm-hmm.
They've got Maryland, at Wisconsin, and Washington left. All signs are pointing to them going undefeated in the regular season. I feel like Dan Lanning, no coach's profile has grown more than his this year. I feel like he has taken off as a national name. Like we all knew it, but some of the coaching decisions, the things that they've done, the success they're having, just the attitude he's got, it feels like he's being elevated to that top tier of college football coaches.
Yeah.
And Ted, it kind of feels like he's becoming the face of college football to me. Like he's got the potential. Everyone was wondering, hey, who's going to be the guy after Saban?
Yeah. I think it's hard to have the face of college football all the way out there. Not in the heart of college football. But, I mean, your point.
What do you mean?
Everything else about
Oregon's Big Ten country, baby. It's basically the Midwest now.
That's true. That's true.
I get what you're saying, though. But it does.
It would be a departure.
No doubt. But there's just no denying that his star is shining brighter.
Right.
Right now.
Absolutely.
Like he is. I think that his reputation has really improved this season. And also, Dylan Gabriel is the betting favorite to win the Heisman Trophy.
Okay. To my point that I've been saying, where I'm not very sure that anyone's very good. I love Dylan Gabriel. I think Dylan Gabriel is a great college football player. I'm thankful that he came to Oklahoma and got to watch him play for a couple of years. But he should not be the best player in college football. You know what I'm saying? Like if you it I think it just kind of goes to my point about this year where like you look at the Heisman Trophy winner from last year, Dylan Gabriel's not close to that guy. Not trying to take away anything that he's done, but it's a weird year, I feel like.
He's the quarterback of the best team,
And his numbers are great. Like 75% completion percentage. He's been great.
but he's not better than Shadur Sanders. He's not.
No.
He's not a better football player than Travis Hunter.
No.
But
You go undefeated, man, and you're the number one spot in the
it,
catbird seat.
it is
It
what it
wouldn't be
is.
the first time it's happened.
It's just, you think about his time at OU. If you would have said, hey, that guy's going to win the Heisman Trophy somewhere else, there would have been an interesting reaction from a lot of people about that.
Well, and people are still looking at the success he's having and saying, why did we, force him out or let him go or however that thing went down? And and I understand that, but I can assure you that Dylan Gabriel would not be completing 75% of his passes, would not have 25 touchdowns and 5 interceptions or whatever his numbers are with the offense in its current form with the players that are currently available at Oklahoma.
I hope he wins the Heisman Trophy.
Yeah, it'd be a
He
great story.
was an absolute delight to cover and, had to interview him so many times after games. He was always great. Man,
Yeah.
if no one else is going to really ball out and come grab this thing,
Everyone else got a couple losses. I mean, that's how it's always been in college football, man.
I
You get
don't mind. I don't mind the Heisman Trophy not going to a guy that's going to be a really good NFL player. You know what I mean?
I
I
agree.
think I think Dylan Gabriel's a damn good college football player. I think he's an awesome dude. And the stats are the stats and the wins are the wins. Like if he wins it, I'm going to be thrilled for the guy. But I know what you're saying when you say like he's not the best player in college football. I think even DG would tell you that. He'd be like, "Yeah, no." But that's really not what that award is anymore.
Right. Or maybe it's never really even, I mean, it's only that every now and then, you know. How how old is Dylan Gabriel? Because I don't even think he's I was going to say he's going to be the oldest player to ever win the Heisman Trophy, but I mean, I think Chris Winkie was probably older, wasn't he?
Yeah, Winky was definitely older.
Yeah, he was like 27 or something.
Yeah. But that was a minor league baseball situation.
Right.
You have any strong thoughts on the initial college football playoff rankings? My initial reaction, they put them out and then they put up the bracket and it started to feel very real. I was like, this is going to be awesome.
Um, I was surprised that South Carolina was nowhere to be found.
There are not 25 teams better than that team.
No.
Hell no.
And I mean, I personally would have Indiana higher than 8.
I
Maybe that's
I've got no problem with that. I
um,
loved seeing them. Some people thought they may be as high as like 10. So
yeah.
I was actually
Well,
pleased to see them at 8 because their schedule is not good, but they have just been killing people.
I think I think in the coaches poll, the coaches had them at like 10. AP had them at 8. I think coaches is oh, there's the coaches. Coaches have them at 10.
BYU, it's hard to compute seeing Indiana at 8 and BYU at 9.
I know.
Those teams are having such awesome seasons, man. I 8 of the top 12, Big 10 and SEC.
I mean, that's kind of about how what you would expect, right?
Feels about right.
I mean, the one that throws the wrench into the system always is Notre Dame, still in a conference spot, but we'll see with them.
I
There's still
think if
plenty of
you're
teams that's still in it, though.
yeah, if you're the ACC or you're the Big 12, you got to be pretty discouraged about Alabama being at 11 with 2 losses already. Now, if they lose to LSU this weekend, then it is what it is.
Well, then they'll just trade spots with LSU.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I'll
So
tell you though, like I just maybe it's because I haven't seen them play enough, but I don't think Miami's that good. I mean, they're undefeated. What are you going to do? That they got the best chance to win that conference, but I don't know.
Georgia Tech, Wake Forest, and Syracuse left for Miami.
Oh, they're going to win out.
It'd be very surprising if they didn't.
Who's the um who
Looking
is
right now like they're going to get SMU in the title game.
that'll be the best team they've played this year by far, right?
Could be a fun one.
Yeah.
My loser of the week. Things are not going well at USC.
No.
Lincoln Riley. So USC is 4-5. They're 2-5 in Big Ten play after losing to a rebuilding Washington team last weekend. And to add insult to injury, they've got 2 weeks to think about it. They're on a bye.
Hmm.
Not ideal. But the reason that USC and Lincoln Riley might lose the week, the amount of negative energy around that program right now is crazy.
Brutal.
Have you seen all these tweets from those former players? Have you seen Lindell White?
Yeah.
If
It's
you haven't
brutal.
seen him, ladies and gentlemen, go check him out. He has been voicing his frustration.
Yeah. It's wild. Uh, I- and they basically came out and said, "Yeah, we can't fire him." I mean, they kind of I guess they didn't say that, but after I can't remember what game it was. It may have been after they lost to Maryland, where it was like the little news report came out to where it said how much his buyout is that aren't in a position to buy out his contract. I mean, they just kind of threw that out there through a media member. I don't know who it was, but yeah. And they got Nebraska, who's trying to get right now. Nebraska's kind of falling apart. They're 5-4, and UCLA, I like that's going to be the hard one if they lose to UCLA. I mean, all of them are hard, obviously, but you got to think Notre Dame's going to beat them at the end of the year. And whenever all that negative energy comes in, what's that locker room like? But man, you're right. It's brutal.
They've got former players tweeting. things. They got current players. I mean, Jacoby Lade was tweeting some thoughts. Now, I think he deleted all of them, but it's never good when one of your wide receivers is going off on Twitter. He deletes it all, and then he has to send the "I love this team" tweet. Like, it's just not good.
No.
And then now on top of all that, you got a quarterback change. And Miller Moss, he's turned the ball over way too much. I'm not coming on here trying to say, hey, Miller Moss deserves to continue to be the quarterback at USC. But it feels like it almost feels like that, hey, we gotta do this.
Yeah.
It feels like one of those things you're trying to do to save your job. And it's crazy that it's at that point. Now, maybe Jaden Mayava goes out there and lights it up. I don't know.
Yeah.
He
You're
did some
gonna
good
need
things
to.
at UNLV,
Yeah.
but it feels like there's just holes everywhere in the boat. And Lincoln Riley's just at least tried to plug one or two of them by making a quarterback change. Just like, hey, please talk about this and not all the other stuff.
He's like, and like the press out there is not. I mean, there's been a couple people out there that have been hard on him from the very beginning, but I mean, he is on the defensive in all the press conference clippings that I see. And he's they're always like, well, okay, you keep saying we're close. Like, where have they gotten better? Where have you guys gotten better over last year? And he's like, oh well, I mean, clearly A, B, and C. It's just tough, man. Tough spot.
Tough spot. They got to win 2 or 3 to go to a bowl game.
Yeah, not going to be easy.
You mentioned it. Nebraska, UCLA, Notre Dame. Got to win 2 or 3. The Mecca.
Hmm.
Not built for the Big Ten.
Woo.
We've got our own problems, man, but I feel like at least the vibes are better around here than they are out there right now.
They need a main game out there at USC.
That's exactly what they need. I'm sure he wishes they didn't have this bye that they were playing an FCS opponent. A nice get right.
Hmm.